I really like that, you said, keeping your job sites close. So you're not traveling super far for work. And what's the reasoning, I guess, behind that?
I feel like for myself, and once again, I've kind of tailored the company to what I like, what's important to me, and so my guys fall victim to that. And so we usually put in about 50 hours a week. For myself, I always felt like uh, there's more to life than just, I mean, there's life outside of work. So a lot of us have families. A lot of us want to go to church on Sunday. Like there are other things that we want to do. So working 7 days a week or working 14-hour days uh, was something that I just wasn't super interested in. So because of that, if you're driving 2 hours away, like that really cuts into your day. If you're only putting 10 hours in, all of a sudden you're working 6 hours. Well, that doesn't work. So I like to keep my jobs close. So some of the challenges to that first and foremost is sales. So that's on me. So am I getting, what am I bidding my jobs at? And am I taking every call? Am I weeding through, like during COVID and the years after that? Am I weeding through the stuff that we don't need to mess with? So that sales thing can be a challenge. One of the things that we talked about earlier was relationships. So I had a guy walk in the office the other day, and so most of our work orders they're on busy, but they're also on paper so that we can see them at a glance, see the whole group of them. All right, and so I had a customer walk in the other day, and we got a counter full of work orders, and he started looking at those work orders. He's like, "Man," he said, "I know most of these people." I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's a fun part, but it's a scary part too." And so you're working with people that like outside of work, and you're working with people that have been in the community forever. And if they go to the coffee shop and they talk, uh, you want them to be saying good things. So treating people right with integrity and honesty is huge in being able to work close to home.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's key, and it's the same around here, right? Like this person, but even if you didn't know them, I mean, like word of mouth, honestly, gets us a lot of our, direct, business to owner relationship. For septic or something, you're like, oh, or they're in the same neighborhood, like, oh, who did your septic? Were you happy with them? Yeah, oh, Kenway Construction did it, and it kind of carries on through there, which is, you know, pretty interesting. But what I like about what you said is, there's life outside of work, which I struggle more with that. I mean, I'm 29. I have, two young kids, 3 and 1. And, I really struggle with getting home, and especially in the summertime. Like I said, our season is so short. So when it's go time, it's go time. But it sounds like, you really prioritize like that work-life balance, or making sure that you are present or something at home. So is there any kind of tips that you would say to a guy like me, that maybe is struggling to get home, and his wife's kind of like, hey, like 7:30 again, like, what are you doing?
So it's easier for me. We're like at stages of life make a difference, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So our youngest daughter graduated from high school this spring. So I don't have the young kids at home. Uh, as an excavator, I think most of us just love our job. Maybe not, but I do. I love my job. I could work a lot of hours. But at the end of the day, or no pun intended, but we do what we want to do. If we don't want to be at home, we're not going to be at home. So that's one of the things that like we prioritize what we love the most. So I mean, I guess I just encourage you, man. I mean, it can be said that you can sacrifice temporary for the long term, but I feel like work is the temporary part. The long term is your family. And so what I've always tried to do is to sacrifice the things that will always be there for the things that may not always be there. So my kids aren't always going to be here. So anyway, that's one of the things that helps me try to keep it right. I don't always get it right.